We have, with the advent of digital, Nokia 2110 came out with a product that allowed us to connect a PCMCA card into other new product called a laptop. So that was the first ability for us to be able to transmit on a mobile network. To give you an idea, that ran at a 9,600 baud rate. So for the techies in the audience, you'll know exactly what I mean, how slow that is by today's standard. If you had a Google page, for example, it would take about 1.5 minutes to download that. So you can see we've gone through a transition of digital handsets, digital solutions, and up until around about the 91. So to put a PCMCA card together and get data communication working on the move, you know, you think, wow, that was a long, long time ago. But actually, it was 9 years ago. It's not that long. It's not that long. So we can feel the pace of the change happening today. And that brings us where we are today. So what drives the demand to continually push the boundaries for these technologies? Quite simply, it comes from you. It comes from you and your businesses. You seek out the most cost-effective solutions. You want cutting-edge advantages for your businesses, obviously, because these and your excellent customer service skills is what sets you apart from your competitors. And that's why you're here today. You want to ensure that your business is not left behind, so that you're slicker and more responsive than you were yesterday. So the objective of this conference today is to lift the mystique around phrases that you'll hear: unified communications, you'll hear merged technologies, and you'll hear cloud computing. What's it all about? Where does it all fit? Where does our business benefit from all this? We want to show businesses of all sizes how the most cost-effective and streamlined mobile working infrastructure can be attained by deploying the very best the world of mobile has to offer. And in most cases, we can remove the old traditional capital expenditures and costs, and we can relay that to operating costs. It's a lot more cost-effective, cash flow advantages and everything else that goes with it. We'll go through that later on in the day and demonstrate how that's possible. I believe now is the most exciting time to be in business. Whether you represent a new startup or an established business, the new mobile workplace allows us to operate in a smarter, slicker, and more efficient environment, releasing those tedious and non-productive hours stuck on the motorway, and a carbon footprint reduction. We have staff now working remotely. They don't need to be necessarily at our base. So no longer are we constrained by the confines of the office walls, which had previously defined our customer service response times. I'll get that sent to you when I get back to the office, because that was our infrastructure that we had to deal with. So, as you would expect, my company has embraced these new working practices entirely. We have the ability to receive calls and have calls transferred seamlessly to our smartphones. It doesn't matter where we are in the world. We have instant communication. We have the ability to retrieve our messages from one point of voicemail, and be it whether the telephone call came into our desks, our landlines, or our mobiles, one point of contact. We can instantly conference in other people to our calls by a touch of a couple of simple keystrokes on the mobile, using the Vodafone OneNet solution, which you will see in operation a little later. So for the first time, we have true integration in our company operating systems on that one very same device. It gives us something in the region of 99% laptop functionality on a device. This is a mobile phone. The superb suite of cutting-edge handsets from our colleagues at Nokia, integrating the Windows 7.5, means we no longer do we need to have many site meetings. We don't need to have sales meetings regularly. We can have these while people are dispersed all over the place. We can deploy something called a link, which I'm sure our colleagues from Microsoft will go through later on, which allow us to interact by video on them same devices, wherever we are in the world. The key here is connectivity. The practices that we've deployed within our own business and are still deploying are already seeing reductions in fuel costs. We're increasing work time productivity because there's less wasted time. So CCS had moved into a brand new purpose-built building around just over 2 years ago. As we grow, we recruit more staff. Already we have outgrown that premises. The traditional business model demands more office space. So as we're recruiting more people, we need more office space. We need more workstation space. We require more IT capability and resilience and more on-site infrastructure. Our servers were due for renewal. Our backup data streams needed new devices to record and maintain the memory capacity that's required in a growing business. We needed IT costs, so we needed engineers to come and configure everything, get everything sorted out. That came to something in the region of £70,000. That's not a desirable solution for us. Set against the Windows 365 in conjunction with Vodafone OneNet, smartphones and laptops, £4,000. These are true costs, these are true savings. So, we no need our own company, CCS, we no longer need to have any concerns for Microsoft license renewals, upgrades. Any software suites we don't need to buy. We gain all these services from as little as £5 a month under the new cloud computing from from Microsoft 365. If we have clients who may have occasional staff, given seasonal trends, they don't need to deploy an awful lot of expenditure on license agreements, Microsoft source. We can simply put them on a monthly basis and then they can drop off. So you'll hear all of these advantages during the course of the day. So, in conjunction with our esteemed partners here today, we will present to you their respective product solutions and show you how each of these building blocks can ultimately, and for the first time ever, converge into one true unified communication solution. One cost, one bill, one point of purchase, one set of SLAs. So presently, if you think of your structure and your communications in your business, you've got your landline, PBX systems, suppliers and carriers, you've got your IT companies and so on and so forth. This can all be now headed down to one. I'm especially pleased and proud to introduce to you our headline sponsors today, Nokia. Nokia, by their own admission, somewhat lost their way in the last couple of years in the smartphone market. But boy, have they made up for it. They've made up for lost time. They're back here today, and we're delighted to be able to show you products which have literally just gone on sale today in the United Kingdom. These are cutting-edge devices. iPhones don't need any introduction. Everybody knows the iPhone. They accelerated the demand for cutting-edge technology, killer applications. And they've led the way. And as a result, we have other manufacturers now playing catch-up. It is my belief, with the new range of Nokia devices, it's more than rivaling the competition. It is my belief, I think they'll actually leapfrog them. Because in conjunction with Microsoft, you now have a solution that you can use on your devices, which is very much you-based from your offices outside of the office. I'll be handing you over to some very important friends of CCS. Not only do they deliver the best in class, but we're very proud to have them as our business partners and sponsors. Oliver Lofthouse, Principal Sales Manager for Vodafone Partner Services, will speak next. Oliver's a great friend to the business and is a huge asset to Vodafone. And I'm delighted he's accepted my I'm delighted he's accepted my invitation today to speak. He'll be joined by a new addition to the team, Paul Wright. Not new to Vodafone, but new to the OneNet team. And OneNet is amongst the core of the message that we have to you today. we look forward to hearing from Paul. Following on from Oliver, after a short break, we will hear from Paul Norford, Nokia's Market Product Manager for the United Kingdom. I'm especially thrilled to welcome Paul, as both he and his company share the same vision and passion as we do. Paul will be joined by an industry veteran. Where's James? Industry veteran James, who's 20 years in the industry. This guy is a self-admitted geek. That was the word, geek. Yeah. So we're looking forward to hearing this guy because he's got some fantastic insights. We'll break, so give you an opportunity to go around, have a look at the stands and talk to people, and we encourage you to get as much information out as you can. Our special guest speaker today needs no introduction. We're very honoured he's managed to fit us into his busy schedule. And we're delighted he's accepted our invitation to travel north and visit God's country. He is, of course, he's my favourite dragon, and the best of the dragons, I think, Richard Farley. So we'll be hearing from Richard later. Lunch will be made available to you in the outside vestibule, and we kindly request that you rejoin your seats around about 2 o'clock so that we can carry on with the day's events. We'll be given a fascinating insight by Andy Burton. Andy is the Operations Director from Alicia Training. I like to sum Andy's business up as people enablers. We're very grateful to Andy and his team for supporting us today, and again, we look forward to his address and what impact it has in the workplace. Last but certainly not least, I have great pleasure to introduce one of our London-based clients, David Woodhead. David is the Senior Vice President of Astadia. David's company epitomises the very core of today's discussions. His company lives and breathes the mobile working practice philosophy. David will be very kindly sharing his mobile working practices with us as a case study today, and we're deeply indebted to him for giving up his valuable time, and I'm, again, very much looking forward to his address. Okay, so we'll be looking to wind down proceedings with the questions and answers around about 3:30. On the panel, we've got our IT partner and friends, Graham Elliott, Managing Director of ES Systems, my Sales Director, Mark Lavender, who's sitting over there, our invaluable marketing company, Cravens, will be represented by Director Tim Wilson. And we're forever grateful to David Woodhead of Astadia. He's here to answer any questions. Andy Burton, as I said, from Alicia Training, will also be available. Last but no means least, Paul Norford, the Market Products Manager for Nokia. And I'm sure you'll have a lot of questions for Paul, because I know there's a huge amount of interest for these new handsets that have launched today. Ladies and gentlemen, CCS Mobile is a solutions company. We go to great lengths when we choose our partners. For clients of ours that have been clients for many, many years, hopefully you will bear this out for us. We bring best of class to the market. We introduce the best of class to our clients so we can pull together solutions. We're only as good as the suppliers that we choose. So we're very, very, very proud to have some true quality companies here today. We've brought them together for you. Some of the world's largest and most respected brands. So it gives you a unique opportunity that your competitors who are not here don't have. So please draw as much information as you can. I'd encourage you to seek them out. This might not be the right time for your business, but in the not too distant future, organisations will deploy this kind of working practice, as you're going to see here today. There is no doubt about that. It's going to happen. Quite simply because the future of mobile working is now, and that is how it's going to evolve. So, I would like to introduce you to our very first guest to stage, Oliver Losthouse from Vodafone.